this is burning.
Well, you said you couldn't feel your glutes before, so you will.
Definitely can now.
Go and keep going, keep going. A little more, a little more, a little more. Here, up and around. So details matter.
Hi, I'm Bridie, Women's Health Fitness Editor, and I'm here in central London because I'm going to be training with Dakota Johnson's personal trainer. He sent me the workout this morning and it looks a little bit intense, so pray for me. Should we go meet him? So do you want to tell us a bit about what we're going to be doing today?
We're going to be doing a full body workout and we're going to be splitting it into triceps, which means 3 exercises performed back to back. And we are organising those in upper, lower core, so 1 of each. And we do that for time efficiency, but also it gives us more kind of bang for your buck, if you like. Okay. Your heart and lungs have to work very hard because it's sending the blood to one end of your body and then back the other way. So you're kind of getting your cardio at the same time.
And was that similar to what you did with Dakota?
That's the sort of workout that we would do for anyone on like a set period of time. So preparing for a film or a role like that.
And how long will this take us?
That's up to you, but it should take us about 45 minutes to get through. So we've got a warm up, we've got 3 triceps, then we've got a little finisher, and then we'll have a little stretch off at the end.
Did Dakota have like a focus in terms of which part of her body she wanted to focus on?
Yes. On that particular job, it was glutes. That was the one that was also a very popular one that people want to focus on. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do today.
I often do glute exercises,
right,
but I find it hard to get that mind-muscle connection.
Right. Well, there's probably a question on how you're doing them, which is we'll get into that as we go. Okay, you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, let's do it this way. All right, so we start with core activation and glute activation, and that's a little bit like putting your seatbelt on before we start going. So if I have you on your back, please, on the mat, all the way down. You see how 90 degrees at your hips, 90 at your knees, fingertips towards the ceiling, that's it. And then as much of your spine onto the mat as you can manage. Okay. So just try and press down into my hand a little bit, long as you can. There, and then back where you came from. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now opposites. Good, that doesn't move. Long, 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 long. Toes back towards you, that's it. Now we're going to move on to glute activation, and that's a very simple bridge. So to start with, you're going to push your feet down into the floor and push your bum up towards the ceiling. When you allow your pelvis to tilt, it's lengthening your glute, which just makes it hard to contract it. So we're going to keep this as one lever, so don't tilt it. So one lever, there you go.
Okay.
All right, and think about trying to push through your laces, this part. That feel different?
Yeah.
I like to get people to grab the non-working leg. 2 reasons. It keeps you in a nice straight line, but also it takes the hip flexor out on this side. So because you're supporting the knee, hip flexor can't work. And that's the number one
never heard that before.
Way that people cheat. Yeah. So come back down. So if we allow you to push through your heel, so do a rep like that. Oh. Right, so that should feel like it's a lot more hamstring, then it's a lot more glute. So details matter. And now if I can have you on your side, what you're going to do is make a big circle with this top hand. So it's going to go up and round, and your gaze is going to follow these fingers. So all the way around to 180, and then close it like you're closing a book. So back across the top, that's it. And go again. So imagine you're trying to scrape your fingers along the floor.
Okay.
Try and keep your belly button facing forwards, so that all that motion comes from the rib cage. Now we're going to move the hips. So hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, exactly as you are there. And then if I can get you to tuck this ankle in behind the other knee. So you make like a figure 4. All right, and what you're going to do is push your bum back and to the left. So there, and then back up again. So you should feel your left glute when you do that. You get that? Yeah. So pre-workout movements and stretches are always quite fluid. So we don't sit into static stretches before. That tends to, static stretches they're great, but they inhibit muscle contraction. So before we work out, we keep everything dynamic and fluid. After we work out, that's when we can do the more, like the deeper stuff. Yeah. So one more and then change. All right, so now you're going to put one leg out to the side. So sole of the foot flat on the floor, exactly as you are. And now you're going to rock your hips back. So bum comes back. When you feel a stretch on the inside of that right leg, should be about there. Yeah. You got that? Yeah. Now your right hand is going to reach around and up to the ceiling. So there, head follows hand, hand comes back down, then the stretch comes off.
Quite like this one.
It's another kind of catch-all really. So we're getting a bit of hamstring, a bit of adductors, a bit of thoracic spine. Now if you come into press-up position, you're not going to do press-ups, don't worry.
Okay, good.
Right, press-up position, Now I want you to step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. That's it. And then just pop your chest a little bit. There we go. And then you're just going to lift your bum up so you find that hamstring on the front. So lift your hips up. So you find your hamstring about there. Your hands stay where they were. All right, then sink back down again. Then step this foot back. And same on the other side.
Okay, should we get into it?
Yep, feel warm?
Okay, yep, definitely. I need
I'm
to
ready.
take this off.
So we're going to start with the RDL here. So I would like you to just come forward towards the end of the bar. All right, so that's the rules, is chest is always higher than hips in that set position. If I can get you to push your knees out just a tiny bit. All right, so nice and strong through the abs, arms stay straight, and you're going to push your hips forward towards me to lift that up. All right, so it's a hinge, so a deadlift pattern, not a squat. So I don't want knees coming forward and you squatting up and down.
Okay.
I want the knees staying where they are in space and your hips going back and forward, which keeps all the load in your hamstrings and in your glutes. Right, okay, straight onto the TRX. All right, so arms straight. You're gonna walk your feet underneath, which allows you to lean slightly back as you go. You're gonna set your shoulders down. Imagine you're trying to tuck your shoulder blades in your back pockets.
Okay.
There, right, don't let that off. And then you're just gonna pull yourself towards the straps. Excellent. So palms stay facing each other. And now if I can get you just to slightly separate your hands as you pull. So that's your set position. So pull and separate, there you go. Straight onto your core exercise.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 hands on this band, please. And then if I can have you facing this way. So legs are gonna be nice and wide.
Yep.
So keep going, wide, wide, wide. So I want you to feel a little stretch on the inside, but not a maximal stretch.
Okay.
So keep stepping them out, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Doing
All right,
splits.
all right. Point your toes forwards and then try and tuck your bum underneath you. You feel something going on the inside here?
Yeah.
Perfect, right, arms are straight. Head and your belly button and your hips are gonna stay facing forward. The movement is gonna come through the rib cage. So arms are straight and you're gonna drive straight across towards me, right the way through. So think mobile ribs, stable abs. All right, and you can kind of give it some a little bit on here, you won't break it.
This is definitely harder.
All right, and exactly the same again. So legs are nice and wide, that's it. All right, now a little bit more aggressive with that, so give it some, that's it, well done. Okay, so that's circuit 1. So if you grab a little sip of water, you've got about 30 seconds or so.
Oh God.
And then we're going through it again.
Seconds.
Yeah, well that's why we do it this way. So when we back to back these upper lower core exercises, your lower body is resting while the other stuff's working. All right, so now we go again. So we're going 3 times around in total.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, back over here. All right, so first up, we've got a suspended lunge. So it's like a Bulgarian split squat, but on the TRX.
Yeah.
So help with your balance. If you fix your eyes on a spot,
Yeah.
a couple of meters in front of you, don't take your
bench.
eyes off that, all right?
Okay.
Keep looking. Now your bum is gonna go back and down. Allow this leg to drift back. Down, 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 a little more, a little more, a little more. Right there, then back to where you came from. Excellent. Just gonna help you out a little bit and stop that knee tracking forward. So come up. All right, so in again, and I'm just gonna block the knee off so your bum has to go back. All right, now think about your head staying over your shoelaces. So really push your hips back and down, and down, and down, and down. There we go. Feel okay?
Yeah, it's burning.
All right, now let's start to bring the arms in. So as if you're gonna run. So there you go, yeah, go on, you're all right. There, and then drive through as if you're running. Knee up. All right, so your core exercise, if I can have you sitting on the bench, your bum right at the edge, please.
Yep.
All right, all the way down flat on your back. Now, if I can get you to grab hold of the bench just behind your head, and now lift your feet up. All right, so grab hold of this roller with your legs. Now, your job is to not drop it.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna get some hamstrings on here, right, and that's just gonna help keep that core in the right place.
Yeah.
Ribs down. Now, all we're gonna do is lower that roller down until you've got a straight line from your thigh bone through to, you okay?
Yeah.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep your ribs down, more. Now back to where you came from. So your exhale is at that longest point. So when we exhale, ribs come down, and that's the goal of the exercise, not to let the ribs up. So our third tri-set, 3 exercises, all on the suspension trainer, so less moving around. The first thing I want you to do is just lift your bum off the floor. There, so now you're a straight line. Now maintaining that straight line, you're gonna pull your feet towards you. So you're gonna pull your feet under you, lift your bum as you go. There. Then back to where you came from. Don't let your hips drop, and do it again. Think about trying to get upside down. So as you pull in, lift your bum, that's it, good. Should feel a lot of hamstring happening right there.
Yeah.
Good, good. So here, don't arch, pull again. So lift, but don't arch, that's it. All right, second exercise, you don't move from that position, you stay right there.
I'm fine, totally fine.
And you're just gonna separate your feet as wide as you can without dropping your bum. So wide, 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 wide. There, back in the middle, and then go again. All right, now if you come up onto 2 knees, please, facing me, facing forwards. Arms straight, and you're gonna be one straight line from your knee through your hip, through your shoulder and through your ear. That's it. All right, so if you can lean slightly forward so that you can take some weight on your hands, you're gonna literally tip forward from your knee, all right, without letting this space open. So if you imagine a little bit of string between your top and your leggings,
Am I doing it?
you are doing it exactly right. Keep going, keep going, keep going. A little more, a little more, a little more. Now drive your hands back down to where you came from. Keep the tension on in the abs. You feel okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's go again. So long, 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 chin down. Okay, so finisher is 2 glute exercises, and we're just gonna run through them continually.
Okay.
All right, so if I can have you on the bench, lying on your side, please head that end.
Yeah.
So toes pull back towards you, that leg stays straight, don't rest it on the floor. So here, up and around, there. All right, and you just keep on going. Up and back, there. All right, so shoulder of your shoulder blade is on the bench. There, now lift your bum up so you're in like a tabletop. All right, same as you did in the warm-up, but a little bit harder. So you're gonna grab hold of one knee with 2 hands. All right, which takes the hip flexor out of it. And you're gonna lower your bum towards the floor and then push back to where you came from. Very good. All right, and now a little quicker tempo. So this is your finisher, you're just gonna move. And done. Put down, hands off.
We did it.
All done. Well, you did it. Yeah, good job. Feel okay?
It was hard, but good. Like I felt everything
good.
activate, yeah.
Yeah, we like that.
You know how I said I couldn't feel my glutes activate?
Yes.
I definitely felt it.
Yeah, so it should be very time efficient. You know, moving from one to the next means, as you just found out, you don't spend a lot of time just resting and hanging around and texting and doing all that sort of stuff. And you know, you're breathing. So heart and lungs are working at the same time as well.
I think my breath, I definitely need to work on breathing.
Yeah, so that's as a take-home point for you is don't hold your breath. All right, and take your time getting set up. As you've hopefully just discovered, those details matter. So getting you set in the right position makes a big difference. So you know, you mentioned you hadn't felt your glutes, now you do. That's about position. That's about getting the hips into the right place, taking your time on the setup, and then going for it.
Yeah.
In this kind of project, if we've got a set period of time to, you know, make someone look a whole different way, low intensity cardio tends to be a big win.
Okay.
So I would typically have people do that on the time in between a workout like this. So we might do a workout like this, say 3 times a week, say a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday and Thursday, probably also Saturday, do like a long, low intensity cardio session. It's like a long walk, like a 60-minute plus walk. And that helps just flush everything through. All right, so off you go for a walk.
Yeah,
All right.
after my walk, probably save that for tomorrow at least.